Alright, hello everybody. Today we are going to be playing Abdec. We're back at the coffee table. It's been a long time. Last time I was here, I was playing this one. It's sibling puzzle book Lock, which was lovely. It's a wonderful book. I recommend it if you haven't played it yet. You can see I've scribbled all inside it. And I guess the the neat thing is, even if you look at this, it's just they just all look scribbled in. So even if you're looking at the answers here, you don't know what I actually did. So there's no spoilers. But yeah, Lock, very, very cool. There's going to be a digital version of Lock coming out at some point. So if you search Lock Digital, you'll find this page on Steam where that game's listed. You can wishlist it if you don't want to get the physical thing. I really enjoy playing the physical things though, and I have the physical version of Abdec here, which we're going to get started on today. So this has been out a while. I don't know exactly when it was released, but I had a copy already, like last year. It was sitting on my desk for a long time. I just didn't get around to recording it because it's quite a bit of setup. I have to move everything over. I mean, it's not that much setup, but I have to move everything over to the coffee table, set my microphone up and everything. I have a better setup than I had at the time that I was playing Lock. Like I have a better camera. I have a better... Well, I have a longer cable, so I can microphone cable, so I can just bring my microphone over instead of like shifting my entire recording setup over, which is much easier to deal with. I have better lighting, although it's a nice sunny day today, so the lighting is pretty good through my window, which is over there. But I have a light over there just in case it's needed. You didn't need to know that, but the setup is better. That's what matters. And yeah, so yeah, I had a copy of this already last year, sitting on my desk. But then at Christmas, I was like thinking of Christmas presents to get people, and I decided for my mum, I would just give her my copy of Abdec. So this is actually my second copy of Abdec. I gave the first one away to my mum for Christmas. They're great gifts. Like honestly, like many people love puzzles, even if they don't necessarily play them all the time. So like just getting them a little puzzle book is a great idea for like Christmas or whatever. So yeah, I gave away the first one. Oh look, you can see my setup in the reflection in this plastic sheet, sort of. Like what? I can't tell what anything is. I think this is my pop filter. Yeah, that's my pop filter. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, so I got myself an extra copy, and that's the one I'm going to be playing. I have seen the beginning of it because when I got it from my mom, I like helped her at the beginning to kind of figure things out, but not too much of it. I don't really remember. I sort of remember you're placing shapes and that kind of stuff, but I guess we'll see what follows on from that. Yeah, you get like a plastic sheet in these books. You got one with Lock as well, which is handy for. I've got like a kind of whiteboard marker pen here. You can make notes on that plastic sheet, and then they'll rub off pretty nicely. And some people like to just use that and like not affect the book at all, like not scribble on the book. But my preference is to like use this for notes and then use a pencil, which I have over here, for actually marking my answers. Anyway, let's get started. Let's look through some of the early pages, just because there were things in Lock that I know were like little hidden secrets that I didn't do. And so I want to be a bit more careful about like what I might be missing this time. Letterpress Classic. So Letterpress Design is the name of the... Well, it's the name that the designer operates under for publishing these books. I have seen that there's... there's something at the back. Let's not look too closely at that. There's this photo at the back, which I know is definitely not the designer. This is his name. They're definitely not born in 1932. It's a Slovenian artist and one of the leading scholars of the ab culture in Europe. I see. So there's like a fictional version of the designer here. Because the ab creatures are the creatures that are... What's this? Build your own... Okay, we'll look at this later. He also composes award-winning music for theatre, plays piano in a local band, writes fiction. So a lot of these are true. Makes animated films and creates puzzles. He lives by the sea with his partner, her daughter, 3 cats, a dog, and a turtle. I could believe like all of that is true, except like the idea that he's the leading scholar of the ab culture in Europe, and the photo. But yes, there's some like fictionalized version of the author here. Anyway, Letterboxd Classic, transparent sheet included since 1974. Yeah, like what? No, this came out like last year or the year before. Letterboxd 2023. I guess so. Yeah, it came out last year. Abdec, reissue of the Lost textbook, originally published in 1998. So there's this kind of like mythology behind the whole thing. The original book's credits 4 pages ahead. Interesting. Okay. Editor-in-chief. Okay, so these are like under the fiction here. Well, no, we're going to pretend it's true. So this book was obviously published in the past, and it's been republished, and the new editor-in-chief is this person, Natasha, I guess. Published by Letterboxd. Download the PDF. I shouldn't show that. I'm going to blur that out because like that is for people who have already bought it. I'm going to hide that in the edit. It's funny that it's in the book. Sort of makes sense for people who might want to just move to the like using their PC or whatever. Like it's so easy to skip over this, thinking like it's just it's just standard book stuff, but this has been put in for sure. Abdec writing system, the ab creatures, sure. Like who knows if does this book even really have an ISBN? A message from our editor-in-chief. Book in front of you is a reissue of our older title Abdec, originally published in 1998 as an entry in our discontinued textbook series Letterboxd Edition. All copies of Abdec were long thought to be lost until a book was recently found in the private collection of Mrs. Roberta Chinaski, who was kind enough to allow us to scan and photograph her copy for this release. In a little more than 2 decades, most of the important documents and notes about the ab creatures got misplaced and forgotten, in a large part due to lack of public interest in funding, but even more importantly, all major researchers of the ab, people who also wrote the Abdec textbook, disappeared in November 1999 when they jointly descended into karst caves in Slovenia to investigate the site of the last ab sighting. Ooh, mysterious. Due to all original contributors missing, we couldn't verify or correct any info, so we present the book unaltered, as owned by Mrs. Chinaski, with burnt and missing pages, scribbles, and additional annotated paper scraps found in between the pages. This book is as much a reissue of a historical document as it is a plea to you, the reader. With Abdec, we finally have a chance to regain the lost knowledge. Can you help us decipher Abdec, the writing system of the ab creatures? That's cool. That's a cool setup, because I know there are like pages that are like it says like burnt, like a bit of the page is missing or whatever. That's a good way of framing it. Like the reason this is a reissue, and that's why there's like the page isn't actually missing. It's just like covered up with something. That's a good way. Oh look, there's a note here. B49. Interesting. Oh gosh. Also in Letterboxd Edition Textbook Series 8, History of Arctic Arithmetics, Lock 2 Tlack. Oh, Lock 2? This is implying that there is a Lock 2. The Art of Music Fire Notes. I wonder if he's going to like continue with some of these and just like make them actually mean something. There's like other puzzle books that could exist as part of this collection. Series 8, I mean, so there could be many. B49, what's that going to mean? There's more scribbles down here. This textbook was made with the help of Slovenian. Hopefully everything's focused correctly and this is visible. It might be a bit small. This textbook was made with the help of Slovenian Association for Conservation of the Ab Culture. Main research center created by Blaj. Contributing number 11, discovering the mechanic introduced 39. Okay, so these are actual credits of real people. Right, proofreading. Thanks to these colleagues for additional research. Yep, of course. Indeed, lots of familiar names. It's funny seeing familiar names in a physical book. Published by Less Design, 1998. Sure. Some stuff that's in Slovenian. Abdec created by, yep, there's an ISBN. That's scribbled out. Let me look a bit closely at that. Hold on a second. Is that the same number that's written? Probably not. I would assume the reissue would have a different ISBN number. 97819. 978. Yeah, these look different. Oh no, 97890 961 184. Is that 28497? Yeah, so look, it's the same for the first 6 digits, and then afterwards it's not. I'm going to be like over-analyzing everything. And then obviously that's all scribbled out. It says, let this be the last one. I wonder who that was scribbled out by, the owner of the book, or... Anyway, Abdec, the writing system of the Ab creatures. Here we go, we have a missing bit of a page down here. 44 exercises in Ab typography for old and young scholars, compiled and curated by Blaj Urban Grasser. Once again, forgotten how to pronounce your name, sorry. Difficulty 4 stars out of 5, sure. Is this an Ab? To solve the following exercises, you must figure out all the rules by yourself. Rules are consistent between exercises and letters. Exercises and letters. Okay, because there's going to be letters in it, I see. Every exercise has a unique solution. Uniqueness of solutions is a way to determine if you have the correct rule set. Right, so this is one of those kinds of puzzles where the rules aren't explicitly given to you. You have to kind of infer them. And if your rules give you a unique answer at the end of it, then it implies that it's probably correct. And then you can like apply that to multiple puzzles and see if that ends up being true across all of them. It is advised to sometimes look at multiple exercises in a row, especially when you encounter something new. For that purpose. At the end of the book, you can find hints, page 54, explained rules 62, and solution 65. Okay. That may or may not be true. Okay, and we've got an entire missing part of the page. Right, so the premise here is that we've got these shapes that correspond to letters in the Ab alphabet, but we only know A and B because the page is missing. Of course. About the Ab. The existence of the Ab creatures has been discovered in 1989 when an abandoned settlement of theirs was found under a small rock in Slovenia, an elusive and mysterious species. Only 3 more Ab towns have been discovered since, all empty but with a great wealth of their scriptures left behind. Found under a small rock and they have scripture? How does that work? Sure. And then obviously there would be more story. Oh, there's actually some words there. 9 years is what I can read there. So like right in the burn mark there, it says 9 years. I'm curious what that would say. Place all assigned shapes into the grid. We're at puzzle 1. Here we go. What we know is that A is a little L shape like that, and B is a 3 long like that. And we have to place an A in here. So that's interesting already. This tells us that we can rotate the shape when placing it because we've only got 3 spaces. So for this one, I'm just going to go straight in and use the pencil. We don't need to use the plastic. I'm just going to scribble on it like this. And we filled in an A, and that was a unique answer, so it's probably correct. I mean, I guess it's always possible there's some other rule that is like, oh, actually, you're not. The way this works is you're supposed to not. But it does say place all the time. Here we actually have a rule. Locke worked the same way. Like Locke also didn't explain rules. You had to figure them out as you went, and you had to kind of confirm them by uniqueness. Alrighty. Okay. 2. B. Okay. So we know the shape of B. It's 3 long, and it will only fit one way here. So by uniqueness, we can assume that that's right, because it wouldn't fit any other way. A, B. So presumably we have these as like our inventory, and we have to place them in. So we have to find the place that A and B could fit. Okay, so B can only fit in one place, which is here. And then A can only fit in one place after that, which is here. So there we've learned a rule, right? That is that the shapes can't overlap with each other. Like nothing ever said that. But by taking that as a rule, we end up with a unique solution, and that seems like a pretty sensible rule, right? Okay. 4. AABB. Alrighty. I also noticed these weird circles behind the images. Oh, that wasn't on the previous ones. Okay, that's why I've noticed it. Here's something funny. When I gave this book to my mum, we saw these stains, and we really couldn't tell whether they were part of the book or not, or whether we'd done it. There are others coming up. Look, it has like a really convincing, you know, when you like stain something and you get that kind of greasy mark on the back. It's really convincing. And we totally believed that was not just printed into the book. We weren't sure. Okay, puzzle 4, AABB. So I'm now wondering, how large is this video going to be? Like, this is a different camera. I've not even thought about like the size of the video and editing it. I guess we'll see what happens. AABB. Okay, we've got 2 B's to put in. Like, B's feel like the most constraining because they like cover so many rows or columns at once. BB. So like, I guess there's a few ways it could go. And 2 A's. So like thinking about where the B's could go, like you could do like that and like that, or like that and like that. But both of those don't leave enough space for 2 A's afterwards. So maybe along the bottom and at the top. That makes sense. There we go. I think I found the solution there. We don't need our plastic sheet yet. Hopefully I guess the funny thing is here, if I like fill it in like this, so I know there's a reason coming up not to change the way that I'm filling this in. And I remember that causing confusion when I was like helping my mum sort it out. So I'm going to keep filling it in like this. So it's just going to be not super obvious where like the boundaries of the shapes are afterwards. But hey, like I can just look back at my video and see what I did. Right? It's like B, B, A. Alrighty. 5, B, 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 B. So just lots of B's are going to fit in here. Probably makes sense that we're going to end up using the sticky out bit to save space. We could figure it out in terms of numbers. So 3 times 5 is 15. How many do we have? We have, I guess, 4 times 4, 16 plus 1. 17. So there's 2 left over. Right. So we don't want to lose 2. We're definitely losing that one because the B can't fit in here. So we're definitely using that one. There we go. That's a nice deduction. Wait, is that right? We're using 15. Well, we can lose 2, right? We can lose 2. But if we were to do this, then we'd definitely be losing that one. Yeah, okay. So yes. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be a B for sure. In which case, almost certainly we're doing this, because otherwise we'd be losing like a lot of pieces here. Well, we'd be losing 2, and then that one again. So yeah, we're doing this. That's a B. Now we've got to fit 3 more B's in, which is easy enough to do. 1 there, and then 1 there, and 1 there. You can sort of tell by how I did my scribbles, like how I inserted the shapes. And there's the chapter has a name, basics. We've got a little stain. Who caused the stain? Was it the owner of the book? I mean, there wouldn't be a stain. Well, I mean, I guess there could be if like somebody stained it before dispatching the book. Okay, we have a new thing. And no rule. Nothing's being explained to us. So, puzzle 6, A. I mean, the shape of this being in the shape of an A maybe implies that all of those, are they like little creatures sticking out of a hole or something, need to be covered up. I mean, that would be my best guess right now. So in fact, before filling it in, let's like test that on future puzzles, right? I actually don't quite remember if that's 100% correct. So puzzle 7, BB. This needs 2 B's in it, right? And so there's 2 ways this could be filled in with 2 B's, right? Like one here, or horizontal, and then only one of those cases does the thing get covered up. I think the rule is those must be covered up. It doesn't necessarily mean that like the shape of A must, like, because it's in the shape of A, the A must go here. Like in theory, it could have gone there, and I covered it up with something else. They just need to be covered up in some way. So I'm going to put the A there. Like I feel pretty confident about that. After just testing on those 2. So then BB here, I think is going to have to be this. It's possible I'm wrong, in which case I'll have to use my eraser on the back of this pencil. It's a fresh pencil though, so the eraser is clean. Okay, so I remember us noticing these. There's like little X's with lines going. Oh, that's not just it. So there's an X there, there's an A there, with a line going through it. It's clearly something. There's something going on here, like an extra layer of puzzles or something. But I don't know what that would mean right now. I have no ideas. So we'll continue. Puzzle 8, A, and a B. Right, okay, so if this needs to be covered up and we were to put a B there, then we'd be blocking off covering up that. So there's going to be an A here. That's one A. Then the rest, two A's and a B. If the B were going here, the two A's would fit. So that's probably the solution, unless I can find another solution, in which case I've got something wrong. If there were an A here, the B would have to go either here or here, and then the A's wouldn't fit. So there is only one solution if I follow the rules that I've determined. So there's a B going here. That's a B. And this is an A. And that's an A. Ta-da! Alrighty, puzzle 9. A, B, B, B. Just remembering my previous camera had the thing of like it could only record for 10 minutes or something. So I think in my lock videos I had to like keep stopping and starting. Whereas this one seems to just record for as long as it likes. Maybe there's a limit eventually. At least I've not had any warning. It's still recording, so all good. Puzzle 9, A, B, B, B. And these three things to cover. Interesting. Now these could be covered by an A and a B. There's nothing stopping that. Like it could be like B and then A here, or B and then A here. So what else can we work out? It obviously can't be B and B. I mean, it could even be. Oh no, I don't have three A's. I was going to say it could be A. So okay, so does that tell me something? If it's A, then I can't get U. Yes. So at least one of these is a B. That's interesting. So you are covered up by a B. And then these two, one of them's from the B and one of them's from the A. Okay, so what does that mean? So there's a B and an A down here. That means we've got A, B, B left, which is the name of this little culture of creatures. A and B. So okay, so let's okay, perfect time to use this. So we know, like from that all of these are going to be covered up, and one of these two is going to be covered up, right? Let me put a dot there and there. And only one of those. Yes. So then it's about how do I fit A, B, B in either of those cases? So this is filled in. Can I fit A, B, B? Well, a B would have to go like up here and here. I think that's the one that's unlikely to work. It's like if this is filled in, or a B here, then I can get another B in. So B, I don't think I could fit an A. Sorry, I should draw. Why not? Like this, right? I can't fit an A from that. Well, I guess the why not is that I then have to rub it out. Oh no, not too much. I think that doesn't work. Remember, I can draw where the dot. No, I can't draw where the dot is. Yeah, of course. Also, I guess in theory that would mean like doing an A here, and then two B's. This is not going to work, right? They're going to cross over each other. Okay, so let's just check then if it goes in the other place. So what it actually is like an A and a B. B here, A. Wait, what do I need? Oh yeah, just another B. So that works, right? Yeah, okay. Neat. Let's erase all that. So what was that? It was, the thing goes here. So A, B, and then use this space, this long space here for a B. A, B, B, A, B, B, and we've got an A and a B left, yeah, easy. A, B. Neat. Oh, we're in adjectives. When did I swap? When did that happen? It just happens. Okay. Yeah, there's no page between there. I didn't miss anything. All right. Just swaps. They're called adjectives. Why are they called adjectives? Wait, is he saying this is a word or something and it means something? Or is the shape a word? Like, is the shape a language in some way? like the things that I'm drawing. Oh yeah, now we're on nouns. Okay, so puzzle 10, A. Oh, interesting. So there's an A on the grid. Okay, this is the bit where I'm not going to remember what the thing is. A. Is that going to... Okay, so the obvious thing is that, oh, it means an A must cover it. Right? And I could put an A in. Okay, I think it's come to me. So I think I had worked this bit out and it took us a while. And this is the bit where... this is the bit where... Because we changed... When I was solving it with my mum, we changed the way we were drawing it out to be like to just draw a kind of line or like a box or something, and that made it a little bit more confusing about the answer here. But I think we eventually figured it out, and I think this is about where I saw up to once, like just like resolving this bit. Because after that, I was like, oh, that's figuring out too many things. I've got to solve it for myself. So I think it is the case of placing an A and covering up the A. And then it was like, the difficulty was like figuring out how to make everything else unique. So I'll try and talk through it. So here we have two B's to place, and there are two B's here. But it's like, okay, but how is this unique? Like I could cover up the B, I could cover up the B, or I could like do that, like shift it over. That would also be covering them. Obviously, I couldn't do it in the middle, whatever. And so the question ultimately became like, how? So we have the rule. We've got to place the things in. What would disambiguate this? What would say? Because like, there's only really. This is a symmetrical. Okay, yeah. Another thing here is that this is a symmetrical puzzle, right? So if this is a solution by whatever rules that we haven't figured out yet, then almost certainly that's the solution. So we want something that determines, like, unless there's like some directionality to the rules, which wouldn't be very likely. So we want something that, I mean, most likely disambiguates to this, right? Because then that's not, it's like, that's the set, there's no like symmetrical answer for that. And so what would that be? It took me a while thinking about it. It took me long, like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this seems obvious, but no, it was quite tricky to think about. And I think because of the way we were drawing things. But let's go test it on the next, so my theory, right, is that what the letter means is that that letter needs to be within a shaded in region that is the shape of the letter, right? And so this B is in a shaded in region that is the shape of the B. It's like 3 long, right? If these were stuck next to each other, like this, it's no longer in a B-shaped region. And like drawing it as lines makes that more confusing. If I'd shaded it in, right? If I'd shaded it in, there's a B and there's a B. The B's are not in a B-shaped region, they're in a 6 long region, right? If you think of the entire contiguous shaded in space as one region. And so I believe that ended up being correct and working out for the rest of it. So let me just go test it on another puzzle, just in case I'm misremembering. And then after this point, there will be no remembering. I have to just figure stuff out. So B, okay. And so, yeah, we were like looking through all these puzzles trying to figure out like, okay, what rule would make it unique? B and B. Right, so if that's the rule, then, because like there's so many places you could place B and B here that would cover these up. There's a million ways, well, not a million, but quite a few. But if it were the rule that I was saying, then this B would have to be covered by, like, it couldn't go there because then it would end up necessarily being adjacent to this B, and therefore that B's region would end up sticking up a bit, and none of the B's are going vertical because there's not enough space. So it has to go here. And then the next one, because it can't go over this way because it would connect to that region, would have to go here. And we have a unique solution. So that seems to work out. So that is what I'm going to stick with. I mean, it'd be funny if like later on it like throws a curveball and it's like, whoa, no, actually nothing works anymore. But I'm pretty sure that's probably correct. So the A is going to go here. It has to, because it's got to cover, this has got to be in a region of that shape. And then This has to be like this, and this has to be like this, and then here we had this, and now we can solve the fourth puzzle, 13, which is saying that this has to be an A in an A-shaped region, and there has to be a B. So the B needs to not hit the A-shaped region, basically. Can that be done? A here, B there wouldn't work. A here, B there. There we go. That's unique. Definitely unique. A here, B there. So that feels pretty good, right? That's probably the rule. I remember, I was theorizing at the time. So this isn't a thing I've definitely seen. This is me guessing at future mechanics. I wonder if the letter can be in an unshaded region of that shape. That's sort of my guess. I haven't done much further than this. I don't think I've done any further than this. So let's do a couple more, and then we'll stop for today. Unless there's is there a clear part where everything changes? Who knows? Who knows? Puzzle 14, A. Okay. So we're saying, for now, I'm just going to assume it has to be in a shaded region of that shape. I'm not going to pretend I know my made-up rule is definitely true. But it's interesting if it is, because it would mean that these puzzles would have to be non-ambiguous given that rule. But I'm going to pretend that I've not even thought of that rule. It might be wrong. All right, so 4 A's. You need to be covered up. That implies that, oh no, okay. That does not imply that there has to be a thing in the corner. Maybe this would be one. This is these are getting big and complicated. Let's use the marker pen. Well, I know you're covered. You need to be in an A-shaped region. That's interesting. That probably does imply that this has to be like this, because if this went into that space, yeah, we'd have a problem. So that must go like that, I think. This must be covered up, so this can't touch that. So then that must go that way, and that must go that way. Can we fit another A in? Wait, so we need to think about adjacents here. There's only this one that can't have something adjacent to it. But we have a problem in that case. If that can't have anything adjacent to it, then where does the next A go? Okay. Let's think about this a bit more. Did I make an incorrect deduction in there? See, as soon as I get to the point where I don't think I've actually gone and beyond it, I have no idea what I'm doing. So, again, the reason this can't just go this way is because it would be adjacent to this A. And the only arrangement of an A here that would cover that and not go there is that one. I still think that's correct. So this A cannot touch you. Oh, but it could go up there. That's the thing I was missing. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. This needs to be covered up but not touch that. So this would have to go here. Okay, this works out because one can go here. It's okay that those are joined together because it's that one that can't expand. Okay, that's my solution. I'm going to not erase it and just keep it for reference. So it'll be this, 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 and this. And then puzzle 15. Let's do this one. 3 A's, 3 B's. Okay. Alrighty, let's bring this back. Let's erase. Oh, pencil, stop rolling around. One of these times I'm going to put this down the wrong way and just put the marker pen all over the page. Put the plastic upside down. Okay, so you're an A. I mean, maybe my guess rule is probably wrong, right? I mean, I could go back and prove whether it might be if that were a rule that the A can be in an empty, unshaded space of that shape, I could probably go back and prove that can't be done. Okay, let's stop thinking about it. It's just totally where I imagine it might go. Let's stop thinking about it. So in this case, this needs an A, and it can't like just be adjacent to this, so it's going to have to cover that. So we know that that and that are going to be part of an A, but we don't know which way round it's going to go. Although to me, the most obvious, sensible thing would be for it to go this way, because that opens up space over here, sort of, ish, kind of. Actually, neither of them really opens up space. Well, let's get back to that. So you're going to be in a region that's B-shaped, which might go up and down, or it might go left and right. You're going to be in an A-shaped region, which has many ways to go. So 3 A's, 3 B's. Oof. Complicated. So very complicated. So okay, if this did go this way, so my feeling is that that wastes more space, right? Because if it went that way, like I can't use these spaces anyway, because this would modify the size of this. So this feels like it's wasting more space. And I guess it is, because it means I can't put stuff like here and here. But what would I put there? I wouldn't put an A there. But I'd maybe put this A like this, I could believe. Okay, let's have a think about that. So if there were an A here and an A here, and we also need to get in another A and 3 B's. Well, all the 3 B's are going to have to be up here. And like, these are all letters. So everything else has to somehow avoid touching those ones. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, that is complicated. If you were vertical, that is kind of the simpler case. A vertical B, and where would the other B's have to go? I don't think they could go anywhere. Like one of them could go there, but then I don't think there's space for another one without extending these shapes to somewhere they shouldn't go. Yeah, not possible. Okay. I'm obviously not certain about that one yet, but it's fine. So if this were going horizontally, there's like 3 places it could go. One's there. Other places that the B's could go. I don't think so. Basically, I mean, I could put things off limits, right? I could say that this is off limits, off limits, off limits, off limits, off limits, off limits, off limits. Oh, that one's not off limits. Oops. Can I erase that tiny little thing? Sort of in a mess. Okay, that one's not off limits. So we are saying we've got to get an A and 2 more B's into the space. Where would the 2 B's go? They can't. They clearly can't. Right? Okay, so not there. I'm still not certain about this one though. Let's not forget that. I mean, that feels worse, right? There's like no space left over if I put that there. Okay, is that definitely true? Yeah. And if that were there, I can see places for 2 B's now. There are 2 B's here. However, there's no space for an A. Yep, there's no space for an A. I've made a mistake earlier. Okay, let's go back. But maybe having done that will help me think about this other space a bit more. So up at the top, that B is going to occupy a bunch of space. Well, okay, so we know this and this and this and this are filled in, obviously. If that were going like that, what would that mean? To me, that's just definitely wasting more space, isn't it? But then maybe that's fine. Maybe it's better to waste that space. But then it feels like it would just leave this ambiguous. Like, there's got to be a reason that this isn't ambiguous, like which way this goes. Or is there like another way this could connect? No, there's no other way this could connect. It's either that way or that way. If it's that way, it feels bad. Let me double check like if B is vertical again. What would that mean about the other B's? They'd have to be over in this area somewhere. Oh, here's a thing that's just popped into my mind. What if there's a B here, here, and here? Let me draw those other ones back in, actually. So I did that and that, right? Is there space for that? There's totally space for that here. Okay, here's just one option I missed. So it's like, those are off limits, those are off limits. There's a space for an A here. Doesn't connect with this B, doesn't connect with any others. Yeah, I just didn't consider those being there. Where did I put them? I put them there and there, didn't I? Yeah, I didn't consider that one. All right, so that's the answer. That definitely feels unique. I haven't necessarily proven it's unique, but I feel pretty confident that it is. So, this going this way. This going this way. And once again, like, I was pretty certain that must be true to enforce this to be this direction. This is going over here. That's going down. There's a B here. There's a B here. That's why this bit exists to lower that down from there. And then the other A goes there. Ta-da! All right. I think I'll stop there for today. We've got puzzle 16 next. This looks like a more complicated version of the things we've been doing. Okay, so there is a change coming up. We've got a letter C coming up, and we don't have a letter C. We haven't been told what shape it is, so we're obviously going to have to figure it out. But there's a kind of harder final puzzle of this chapter or this section to finish off. But I am going to save it for next time. We'll do that then. See you then, folks. Alrighty, goodbye.